to see you in person.
In person.
This is my friend Sue.
How are you?
Marie.
I've seen you. Hello.
So last class today. Marie and I are in this Felicia's class on Tuesdays. What is it on? She was doing it on Midrash. I told her. What did she do? Good year. This was a good one. Back in the day, they were done. 7:30. Couple more that aren't on the line. Hello.
Come to the front row. We are very few people. I think
I told them.
I don't know how many people will show up, but I'm assuming that some people are.
There's
I
a
know.
mess up on the website. In other words, because I had a call because I went to register today and it said registration expires Tuesday the 16th. It wouldn't let me register. So it may have turned people off. I looked for the.
You know, and I think part of it is because of the people, the crazy people getting on Zoom. You have to register. I mean,
Yeah, but what is time is in person. There's no Zoom. It's only live
This was
stream.
only in
It's on
person.
YouTube. So YouTube.
Oh,
so
But
there's no.
people
there's
might
no-
have thought that they couldn't register in the last minute because
anyway,
of
all
that.
of this stuff is making everyone confused.
We're here.
We're here.
We're here. We'll sing loud. We'll sing
Yeah.
very loud.
Yeah.
I do. My name is Hilda. Sue. Hi, Sue. I'm Joni. Hi, Joan. Nice to meet you. Joni. Hi, nice to meet you. Sue.
So let's start with something. So as a warm up, with something that you all know. It's great to see you here, and I'm sure that I know there are some people watching on streaming. So I'm glad that you are joining us in this way of like warming up and getting to the modality of the mode of Pesach and the Sedarim. Those of you who are in the streaming, I think that there was an email with the information as to how to download a packet for you to follow the songs. Most of the songs are in the Haggadah, so if you have a Haggadah and you don't have a booklet, most of them will be in the Haggadah. So if you follow in the booklet, it's on page 3, on the bottom of the song, the bottom of the page, Ma Nishtana. Ma Nishtana halayla ze mikol halelot, mikol halelot, shebechol halelot anu ochlin chametz umatzah, chametz umatzah. הלילה הזה כולו מצה, הלילה הזה כולו מצה, שבכל הלילות אנו אוכלים שאר ירקות, שאר ירקות. הלילה הזה מרור, מרור. הלילה הזה מרור, מרור. שבכל הלילות איננו מטבילין אפילו פעם אחת, אפילו פעם אחת. הלילה הזה שטף עמים, הלילה הזה שטף עמים, שבכל הלילות שבכל הלילות אנו אוכלים בין יושבין ובין מסובין, בין יושבין ובין מסובין. הלילה הזה כולנו מסובין, הלילה הזה כולנו מסובין. So it's nice to warm up like this, but again we're going to be singing songs. So you tell me if you want to repeat a song, and all here to try to help you and to help me to, yeah, definitely repeat songs, you know. Yeah, it's really nice. So on page 2 you have the index, okay. On page 3 you also have the index. You have a different kind of index. You have these are the index of all the songs. If you were to open an Haggadah, the Haggadah follows what we call Seder, that sounds like Sidur, comes from the word of the order, okay? So there's an order to which the things are laid out so you don't start with the dessert, okay? So there's an order as to which things come first. And the order is this song called Kadesh Urchatz, okay? And that I have, we at Bishop use 3 melodies throughout, and there are probably even more melodies to it. So let's just do one, and we'll see whether we take it from there. Page 3 in the top. Kadesh Urchatz karpas yachatz magid rochza motzi matza maror korech shulchan orech tzafun barech Hallel Nirtzah It's a very simple melody. Let's do a different one, but also also an Ashkenazi melody, different melody, but. Kadesh urchatz, karpas yachatz, magid rochsa, motzi matza, maror korech, shulchan orech, tzafun barech, Hallel Nirtzah. It's a very sweet, simple melody, and then you start. No, these are Ashkenazi. Actually, the first one is definitely Ashkenazi. The second one, I think it's also an Ashkenazi melody. Yeah. Let's go to the middle. Okay, we'll try to follow most of the songs in this booklet are laid in the way that will appear in the Haggadah. Some of the songs were too long or too short, and maybe I changed a bit of the order at some point. But for the time being, they follow most of the order that will appear in the Haggadah. So let's continue in the same order with the song in the middle of the page. Hashata Acha Lashana Haba Be'ara de Israel Hashata Avdei Lashana Haba B'nei Chorin. Let's go one more time. Achalu havhatana be'ara de Mitzrayim be'ara de Mitzrayim kol dichfini yetei beyechol kol ditzrich yetei beifsach hashata hacham lashana haba be'ara de Israel hashata avdei lashana haba b'nei chorin. So we start with the traditional Ma Nishtana before. Let's do a different Ma Nishtana that we've been doing for many years, which is a melody that we learned from there was a group many years ago in Israel called Sheva, and this was composed by, I think it was based in another song, and they started singing it to this text. Let's do this key. Ma Nishtana. I'm blocking the melody. I'm blanking on the melody. I'll come back to it. I'm blanking on the melody. Ma nishtana layla ze mikol halelot. Ma nishtana layla ze mikol halelot. שבכל הלילות אנו אוכלים חמץ ומצה. הלילה הזה כולו מצה. מה נשתנה הלילה הזה מכל הלילות? מה נשתנה הלילה הזה מכל הלילות? שבכל הלילות אנו אוכלים שאר ירקות. הלילה הזה מרור. מה נשתנה הלילה הזה מכל הלילות? מה נשתנה הלילה הזה מכל הלילות? שבכל הלילות אין אנו מטבילין אפילו פעם אחת. הלילה הזה שתי פעמים. מה נשתנה הלילה הזה מכל הלילות? מה נשתנה הלילה הזה מכל הלילות? שבכל הלילות אנו אוכלים בין יושבין ובין מסובין. הלילה הזה כולנו מסובין. מה נשתנה הלילה הזה מכל הלילות? מה נשתנה הלילה הזה מכל הלילות? Isn't it exactly? So one thing I should have mentioned at the beginning is that for those of us who grew up by going to Sedarim and singing all these songs are very familiar, but the liturgy that appears throughout the Haggadah is pretty rich, both in the terms of like the telling of the stories and all the intricate ways in which the stories are told at different points of the Seder, but also the different melodies that appear. Those of you who did not grow up with some of these melodies, just sing La La La. If you find that the text is there are too many words, go for La La La. Don't feel like you have to be only attached to the words all the time. And as the more Sedarim we have under our belt, the more we can actually go for more of the text, maybe, but you might end up finding yourself that you might not remember a melody, and you might be in a Seder where nobody actually has any melody in common. So at some point, La 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 might actually be a way of like encouraging other people to participate. One of the songs that is easy to sing, although it doesn't really appear in exactly the same wording, is on page 4. Again, it has only 5 words, so it's a simple word. עבדים היינו, אתה בני חורין, עבדים היינו, אתה בני חורין, עבדים היינו, אתה בני חורין, אתה בני חורין, עבדים היינו, אתה בני חורין, עבדים היינו, אתה בני חורין, עבדים היינו, אתה בני חורין, אתה בני חורין, Next song, Vehi Shamda. והיא שעמדה לאבותינו ולנו, והיא שעמדה לאבותינו ולנו, שלא אחד בלבד עמד עלינו לכלותנו, אלא שבכל דור ודור עומדים עלינו לכלותנו, אלא שבכל דור ודור עומדים עלינו לכלותנו, והקדוש ברוך הוא מצילנו מידם, והקדוש ברוך הוא מצילנו מידם, והיא שעמדה לאבותינו ולנו, והיא שעמדה לאבותינו ולנו, שלא אחד בלבד עמד עלינו לכלותנו, אלא שבכל דור ודור עומדים עלינו לכלותנו, אלא שבכל דור ודור עומדים עלינו לכלותנו, והקדוש ברוך הוא מצילנו מידם, והקדוש ברוך הוא מצילנו מידם. So many of these melodies are maybe some melodies are older, some are newer. Many of the melodies are Israeli melodies that were maybe either based on traditional songs that were sung in Yiddish and then eventually were sung in Hebrew. Some melodies are Israeli melodies of the last 70 years. And this next melody for the same text, although actually the composer skipped two of the lines, is more contemporary, it is a contemporary Ve'ishamda, and it's a melody that many of the younger people within many communities are singing now. And he's a composer, his name is Yonatan Reizel. We do some melodies from him. We do an Adon Olam that is based on a Derori Kra. There are a bunch of melodies. He's an amazing, amazing composer. והיא שעמדה לאבותינו, והיא שעמדה לאבותינו ולנו, שלא אחד בלבד עמד עלינו לכלותנו, עמד עלינו לכלותנו, והיא שעמדה לאבותינו, והיא שעמדה לאבותינו ולנו, שלא אחד בלבד עמד עלינו לכלותנו, עמד עלינו לכלותנו, והקדוש ברוך הוא מצילנו, מצילנו מידם, והקדוש ברוך הוא מצילנו, מצילנו מידם. Ay, 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 da, 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 ay, 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 ya, da, da, ay, da, 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 ay, da, da, ay, da, beginning, והיא שעמדה שעמדה לאבותינו, והיא שעמדה לאבותינו ולנו, שלא אחד בלבד עמד עלינו לכלותנו, עמד עלינו לכלותנו. last line, והקדוש ברוך הוא מצילנו, מצילנו מידם. והקדוש ברוך הוא מצילנו, מצילנו מידם. The song eventually goes into a more rock part, which it's kind of like repeat some of the words, but it's a beautiful, up to there I feel like it's a beautiful, the other part is שלא אחד בלבד עמד עלינו לכלותנו, לכלותנו, והקדוש ברוך הוא מצילנו, והקדוש ברוך הוא מצילנו, והקדוש ברוך הוא מצילנו מהדם. והיא שעמדה, and then it goes back to the beginning. והיא so it's a very sweet melody.
So what about the last two lines? You didn't sing Elah Sheva Kol, is that it?
The song doesn't really, he actually skipped those two lines.
Oh, he didn't.
He didn't sing to those two. Again, I don't even know if some Agatot might not have, some traditions might actually skip that. This is a song that in particular and in particular after October 7, because of the text, is a song that also was sung as a if you look at the translation, you will understand why. And so I don't know exactly why.
They don't want to say that in every generation people rise up against it, even though it is true.
Correct. That's right. Yeah. The next song is definitely one of the songs that most people will know, so let's go for it. And before we start, which you know this song actually has a ton of verses, which we in general we do not sing, okay? And the way in which this song is sung, normally it's almost like it doesn't really uses two lines and not even the two lines. So it basically goes, Ilu Otzianu mimitzrayim, Otzianu mimitzrayim, Dayenu, 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 Dayenu. Many people try to put to the text and they sing something like Ilu Otzianu mimitzrayim velo hasavahem shvatim Dayenu, 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 Ilu hasavahem shvatim velo hasav Elohem Dayenu. And then sometimes they keep going through different lines and then do Dayenu in between some of those verses. Another melody that I learned many years ago, which actually goes through the text, again I only put two of the verses here, it's an Ashkenazi melody and it's a very sweet melody. Ilu hotzianu mimitzrayim velo hasavahem shvatim Dayenu, 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 Ilu עשה בהם שפטים, ולא עשה באלוהיהם. דיינו, 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 דיינו. So going back to what you said about in every generation, there's a song Beholder Vador. Bottom of page 4. Beholder Vador, Chayav Adam lirot, לראות את עצמו כאילו יצא ממצרים. בכל דור ודור חייב אדם לראות את עצמו כאילו יצא ממצרים. בכל דור ודור חייב אדם לראות את עצמו כאילו יצא ממצרים. כאילו יצא ממצרים. On the next page, you have a song that is actually that's the same text, Beholder Vador, about that every generation, every person should feel like as if that person came out of Egypt. And David Friedman, who was an amazing composer, contemporary composer, she passed away a few years ago. She put together that with a section from Pirkei Avot that basically says, if I'm not for myself, who am I? Like, which is Imein Ani Li Mili in Hebrew. And it's a beautiful melody. Some people like to sing it. It was a song that was sung in many reform camps, so many people actually are familiar with that. וכשאני לעצמי מה אני, ואם לא עכשיו מתי, אם אין אני לי מי לי, וכשאני לעצמי מה אני, ואם לא עכשיו מתי, בכל דור ודור חייב אדם לראות את עצמו כאילו יצא ממצרים. אם אין אני לי מי לי, וכשאני לעצמי מה אני, ואם לא עכשיו מתי, בכל דור ודור חייב אדם לראות את עצמו כאילו יצא ממצרים. אם אין אני לי מי לי, וכשאני לעצמי מה אני, ואם לא עכשיו מתי. feel like I'm going way too fast, or if you feel like repetition of songs, let me know. Again, this booklet has many pages. We don't have to sing all the songs. We can repeat. Yeah. Yeah. The melody, Debbie Frieden. Yeah. 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 Again, short song, simple song. This is one of those songs where many people might feel comfortable singing. As one of those simple songs that anybody can learn. ונאמר לפניו שירה חדשה, ונאמר לפניו שירה חדשה, ונאמר לפניו שירה חדשה, ונאמר לפניו שירה חדשה. הללויה, 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 הללויה. ונאמר לפניו שירה חדשה, ונאמר לפניו שירה חדשה, ונאמר לפניו שירה חדשה, ונאמר לפניו שירה חדשה. הללויה, 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 הללויה. So the Haggadah, the word Haggadah comes from the word to tell the story. So part of like one of the most important parts of the Seder is actually to tell the story, and many of the songs are, in a way, will help us tell the story. But I want to kind of point out that if you want to sing all the songs that we're singing today, which we'll probably be singing for about more than an hour, and then you tell the story, and then you want to eat, the Seder will finish quite late. So don't feel like you have to do every single song that we're doing today, but tonight is an opportunity for us to learn maybe new songs or to remember old songs. This song that comes next is part of Hallel. We do it quite often to different melodies.
And this is written in the order that they're in the Haggadah?
I think up to here, yes. I think some of this is when you start skipping some of the things, because some of the songs maybe were too long to put in that part of the page, and I chose some of the shorter songs. So.
But the order of the titles is similar to the Haggadah, basically, without order.
No, the order of the titles for the first few pages, yes. Kind of. Again, many of the songs that we have at the end are actually the songs that are actually sung at the end. So for the most part, yes. Yeah. בצאת ישראל ממצרים, בית יעקב מעם לועז. בצאת ישראל ממצרים, בית יעקב מעם לועז. הייתה יהודה לקודשו, ישראל ממשלותיו. הים רב ינוס, הירדן יסוב לאחור. צאת ישראל ממצרים, בית יעקב מעם לועז. בצאת ישראל ממצרים, בית יעקב מעם לועז. Again, most of you who are Hallel realize that there are more lines. In the Haggadah, those lines appear. It's part of a psalm that is part of what we sing in Hallel. So here, just put a couple of lines, not the whole psalm. Another melody to the same text that we also do many times at services will be. This is an Italian melody. בצאת ישראל ממצרים, בית יעקב מעם לא עז, הייתה יהודה לקודשו, ישראל ממשלותיו. הים רהב וינוס, הירדן יסוב לאחור, ההרים. So those lines are not here, but you can, if you have the Gada, you can sing it to that melody. Okay, there are many other melodies. There's a melody by Karl Bach that goes. בצאת ישראל ממצרים, בית יעקב, בצאת ישראל ממצרים, בית יעקב מעם לא עז, הייתה יהודה לקודשו, ישראל ממשלותיו. הים רב וינוס, הירדן יסוב לאחור, ההרים רקדו כלים, גבעות כבני צאן. היי רי רי רי, היי רי רי רי, היי רי רי רי, היי רי רי, היי רי רי רי, היי 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 רי רי, Hi rai rai, hi rai rai rai, hi rai rai, hi rai rai. So all these melodies are simple. Some are more catchy, but they're all. Some are more happy than others, but you can choose.
That makes people get up and dance.
Yeah, and you can, and definitely if they have room in the table to dance, go for it around the table. Let's try this one. Ani ma'amin, ani ma'amin, ani ma'amin, be'emunah shelema, be'emunah shelema, beviat HaMashiach, בביאת המשיח אני מאמין, ואף על פי שהתמהמה, עם כל זה אחכה לו בכל יום שיבוא. אני מאמין, אני מאמין, אני מאמין, באמונה שלמה, באמונה שלמה, בביאת המשיח, בביאת המשיח אני מאמין, ואף על פי שהתמהמה, עם כל זה אחכה לו בכל יום שיבוא. That's a very sweet, beautiful melody. Another beautiful melody is, if you know this melody, Ani Ma'amin. Same text, bottom of page 5. Be'emunah shlema, beviat HaMashiach ani ma'amin. על פי שיתממע בכל יום שיבוא. אני מאמין, ועם כל זה אחכה לו בכל יום שיבוא. אני מאמין, אני מאמין, אני מאמין. So yeah, I know that one of the melodies of Ani Maamin, I think was the other one, was attributed to someone who, I think the story goes that actually the melody was written in one of the trains going to a concentration camp, and that they sent the kid with they wrote a melody and they sent the kid. But I think that's a myth, but it's a beautiful story how it was.
It was sung at that time.
It was, yeah,
In Eastern Europe.
it was probably before. Yeah.
Ik is er dus op Karlebach, dus op Chabad.
I remember hearing the stories. I'll try to do more research to tell you to give you the answer.
Somebody was understanding that he could have gotten off. Somehow the people were jumping off and they could have, and he decided no.
Maybe.
Because he wanted to sing.
Maybe.
So that he was on like a train or a bus with the non-Jews as well, and he said, I have to sing this, and it's I have to do it.
Yeah. I do feel like some of this.
Some of the
Yes.
guy wouldn't stop singing. He
Yeah.
stopped singing, and they
So let's go to the next page. This one, there's a Karlebach melody. Well, let's start with the Karlebach melody, which is a much more upbeat melody. This is the end. These are the same text for the end of the Havdalah. Some is sung. We sing it all the time. Not all the time, but we sing it at the end of every Shabbat. Eliyahu Hanavi, Eliyahu Atishbi, Eliyahu, Eliyahu, Eliyahu Hagilhadi, Eliyahu Hanavi, Eliyahu Atishbi, Eliyahu, Eliyahu, Eliyahu Hagilhadi. Bimehera Yamenu Yavorenu Im Mashiach ben David. Bimehera Yavorenu Im Mashiach ben David. Eliyahu Hanavi, Eliyahu Atishbi, Eliyahu, Eliyahu, Eliyahu Hagilhadi, Eliyahu Hanavi, Eliyahu Atishbi, Eliyahu, Eliyahu, Eliyahu Hagilhadi. Bimehera yavo elenu im Mashiach ben David. Bimehera yavo elenu im Mashiach ben David. Erai rai rai erai rai rai erai rai rai erai rai 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 erai rai rai erai rai rai erai rai rai erai rai rai. I think that Karlebach wanted to bring some ruach and a different kind of energy to the Zdarim, and that's why, again, the traditional melody is such a different, it has a different vibe, but let's do it. Eliyahu Hanavi, Eliyahu Atishbi, Eliyahu, Eliyahu, Eliyahu Hagilhadi. Bimehera b'yameinu yavo elenu im Mashiach ben David. Im Mashiach ben David, Miriam הנביאה, עוז וזמרה בידה, מרים תרקוד איתנו, להגדיל זמרת עולם, מרים תרקוד איתנו, לתקן את העולם, במהרה בימינו היא תביאנו אל מי הישועה, אל מי הישועה.
What is that name of Yeshua? After Miriam, is the same thing?
Water of redemption.
The water of redemption.
Again, the idea is this is a cup for Eliyahu for the wine, Miriam's cup has the water. Again, Miriam is in a way, is the one responsible for bringing on the water. Exactly. Great. This is probably one of the. I find this text very poignant, and the melody is also beautiful. And this is a song that we normally sing just the first couple of lines, but it also is a song that is a period that has many other lines. Karev yom, asher hu lo yom velo laila. Karev yom, asher hu lo yom velo laila. Ram hoda, 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 ki lecha yom af lecha laila. Ram hoda, 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 ki lecha yom af lecha laila. Rai, 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 Now this song also has, I learned that this way as a kid, and then we started doing in BJ another version which is, I believe, is way too similar to be a different melody, but it's so close that sometimes I get confused between the two. But it's also very sweet how it's done. Is Eyatar Banai who sings it like this. Karev yom, asher hu lo yom velo laila. Karev yom, asher hu lo yom velo laila. Ram hoda, 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 ki lecha yom af lecha laila. Ram hoda, 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 ki lecha yom af lecha laila. Karev yom, asher hu lo yom velo laila. Karev yom, asher hu lo yom velo laila. So again, you see, it's probably the same nigun, but it was somehow it was taught in a slightly different way. So it starts almost identical and then slips into a different, slightly different melody.
And neither day nor night, that means after Mashiach comes or something? What does that mean? Neither day nor night.
I mean, it's bring you closer. Karev Yom is to bring closer the day. Bring the day, okay? And the whole. Again, you have to read the whole piyut, but even just that sentence of just basically saying bring near the day, which is neither day nor night. It also is in the place of. I always think about Mitzrayim. It's not. Are we free? Are we not free? It's like that Ben Hashmashot. That like that. How you call it? You're in between. Like this is a word.
Sundown.
No, but this is a word in English. I'm trying to.
Sundown.
No. This is a word of saying you're in that moment in between the day and night. But anyway, the twilight. Maybe. Again, the desert, we think about the desert as being hot, but the truth is that it's hot during the summer. Like there's no, one of the issues of, that I'm going into a tangent here, but like the desert doesn't have a body of water next to it. So the temperature changes. There's nothing that actually holds the temperature. So whenever it gets cold, it gets cold. I completely forgot. I mean that place of my life where I cannot do it in one language nor in the other.
It's never going to be day or night.
Yeah. Again, Adiruhu is another melody that is one of the most traditional melodies, and again it has many different lines. Most people just sing the first couple of lines. Adiruhu, Adiruhu, Ivne beito bekarov, bimehera, bimehera, v'yamenu bekarov, el bnei betcha bekarov. And that melody can go over and over. And again, Karlebach again felt like maybe that was too slow, and he wrote, Adiru, Adiru, Adiv neveto vekarov, Adiru, Adiru, Iv neveto vekarov, bimehera, v'yamenu vekarov, bimehera, v'yamenu vekarov, el bnei nevetcha bekarov, el bnei nevetcha bekarov, yararararnai, 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 yararararnai. You got the point. So I realize I'm actually going a bit slower than I thought it would go. So let's.
So it takes us too much before.
Yeah. Again, in general, we finished the Haggadah with the next on the page 7 at the top. Shana haba b'Yerushalayim, Shana haba b'Yerushalayim, Shana haba b'Yerushalayim, Shana haba b'Yerushalayim, B'Shalom. Again, we sing B'Shalom. Some people sing B'Avnuyah, like some people talk about to reveal. Some people will talk with peace. So different ways of singing that song. Sorry?
What was the other word you used?
Revealed. Rebuilt, not to rebuilt.
Which is Hebrew what?
Habnuyah. Yeah. Habnuyah. Yeah. That's right. So it's about rebuilding the temple mostly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's sing a song that you all know. Again, this is part of like songs that can be added. This is where it's out of order. These songs could be added to the telling of the story. These are songs. Again, here I have a couple of songs in English and a song in Ladino. So I'll sing. Israel was in Egypt land, let my people go. Oppressed so hard they could not stand, let my people go. Go down, Moses, way down in Egypt land, tell old Pharaoh to let my people go. Maher Moshe tzave paro, shlach na et ami. Mitzvat ha'el emor na lo, shlach na et ami. Kuma lechna el kevad ha'levara, צב לו בשמי, שלח נא את עמי. You know this song. I want to sing just a couple of verses of the next song. It's a sweet song in Ladino. It's part of the telling of the story. Moses salió de Misraim, huyendo del rey Paró. Fuese derecho a Midian, encontróse con Yitro. Dióles y por a su hija, por la que era temiente de Dios. Mosé pasaba el ganado que su suegro le entregó, y al pasando su ganado al monte de Joreb llegó, asentóse en una piedra esperando ver a Dios. Odulado Adonai Kitov, ki leolam castó, viera ardir una zarza y el zarzal no se quemó. And it repeats over and over. It's a very sweet melody. And let's keep actually a couple of songs and go to the, page 13. And then we'll come back to some of the other songs. On page 13, you have another song that is part of the telling of a story. It was written by Jack Shackman, who I think became a rabbi. He used to be a teacher in the Hebrew school like more than 30 years ago. It's a very sweet song. And actually, if you were here for Purim, Anina and Alisa sang that when they were throwing the baby from hand to hand, when they were making the mistake of which holiday was, so they were singing this song. Long ago on Egyptian soil, the Hebrew children multiplied, the Hebrew children toiled. Nasty Pharaoh, he made a lot of noise. He told Shifra and Puah to kill the baby boys. It was a web of women that kept the Hebrew children alive. It was a web of women that helped the Hebrew children to survive. Shifra and Puah ignored Pharaoh's scorn. They were loving midwives, they'll help life be born. Pharaoh was a madman, a monster through and through, but women have the power to do what they must do. It was a web of women that kept the Hebrew children alive. alive. It was a web of women that helped the Hebrew children to survive. The Hebrew women in those dark years, they kept having babies. They pushed past their fears. Yocheved had a baby, Moshe was his name, and he would lead his people to freedom once again. It was a web of women that kept the Hebrew children alive. It was a web of women that helped the Hebrew children to survive. Yocheved had a baby, she had him on the Nile. Miriam, his sister, watched him all the while, till Pharaoh's kindly daughter rescued him so brave. Without these holy women, we might still be slaves. It was a web of women that kept the Hebrew children alive. It was a web of women that helped the Hebrew children to survive. Shifra and Puah, Yocheved, Miriam, Pharaoh's daughters, the list goes on and on. Long ago, as the Torah states, women made the difference, women kept the faith. It was a web of women that kept the Hebrew children alive. It was a web of women that helped the Hebrew children to survive. Yeah, exactly.
Does he live in Philadelphia?
Yeah. Yeah,
Ari, so does he live in Philadelphia?
maybe.
Is he probably some part of the Zalman Church?
I don't know where he is. Maybe check with him if that's his name. Check with him if he wrote that song, and just tell him that we still sing it.
Down there in Philly, but it wasn't here.
If you go to page 8, you have a song that is a psalm that we sing on Hallel. So I'm not going to sing the whole song, but it's also part of the again, and there are many melodies to it. One is Mina metzar karatia Anani v'merchavya Adonai li lo ira Ma yaseh li adam. That's one of the melodies. Page 8. Another melody is Hametzar karatia Anani v'merchavya Min hametzar karatia Anani v'merchavya Anani v'merchavya Anani b'merchavya. So that's a Karlebach melody. It's a Hasidic melody that many times we sing, which is Min hametzar karatia Anani v'merchavya Min hametzar karatia Anani v'merchavya Oy min hametzar karatia Anani v'merchavya Min hametzar karatia Anani v'merchavya Min hametzar. We'll probably sing again. We have Hallel every morning of Pesach. Sometimes it's going to be Hatzi Hallel, but Min hametzar is actually part of every morning, and besides the Seder, so you have plenty of opportunities, and we'll probably sing all of these melodies. On page 9, you have one of those songs that, again, the Seder towards the end of has all these piyutim, all these songs that actually have a quality of very repetitive and like almost like a build-up of it. So Had Mi Yodea is probably one of the most famous one, together with Had Gadya. Actually, Adirhu is another one. So on page 9. Echad mi yodea, echad ani yodea, echad Eloheinu, 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 sheba shamayim uvaretz, shnayim mi yodea, shnayim ani yodea, shnei luchot habrit, echad Eloheinu, 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 sheba shamayim uvaretz. Again, we're going to sing the whole song, but we're going to sing the last verse, which is basically a build-up of all the verses, so which will be, again, page 10, the indented line, Shlosha Asar. Shlosha Asar, and the way that we do it in my house is that maybe we do half of the table do the even numbers, half of the other table we do the odd numbers, and it's a bit of a call and response. 13 מי יודע, 13 אני יודע, 13 מידיה, 12 שבטיה, 11 כוכביה, 10 דבריה, 9 חלדה, 8 ימי מילה, 7 ימי שבתה, 6 סדרי משנה, 5 חומשי תורה, 4 אמהות, 3 אבות, 2 לוחות הברית, 1 אלוהינו, Eloheinu, 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 Sheva Shamayim Uvaretz. Again, I just sang it pretty fast. It's definitely a tongue twister, but if you do go through all the verses, you start building up that routine of the words, so you're going to have more control of the words. We also sometimes sing it in Latino, which we did a recording many years ago of many of the songs of Pesach, and it's online. I think it's on the website. You can actually access that. I'm pretty sure it is. It's definitely there. I don't know how to reach it, but if you have difficulty finding it, just shoot me an email and I'll tell you how to find it. So it's the same idea of the song as on page 11. Quien supiese y entendiense, alabar al Dio crense, cuál es el uno, cuál es el uno, uno es el Criador, uno es el Criador, uno es el Criador, Baruch, Baruch Shemo. Quien supiese y entendiense, alabar al Dio crense, cuáles son los dos, cuáles son los dos. Dos Moshe y Aarón, uno es el Criador, uno es el Criador, Baruch Baruch Shemo. The same idea. Let's go for the last one, just not to sing the whole thing. So it's the indented line on the right side of page 11. Quien supiese entendiese, alabar al Dio crense, ¿cuáles son los 12? It's not a perfect translation of the Hebrew one. The Hebrew one goes up to 13. The Latino stops at 12. Quien supiese y entendiense, alabar al Dio crense, ¿cuáles son los 12? ¿Cuáles son los 12? 12 tribus con Yosef, 11 tribus sin Yosef, 10 mandamientos de la ley, 9 meses de la preñada, 8 días de la milá, 7 días con Shabbat, 6 días de la semana, 5 libros de la ley, 4 madres de Israel, 3 nuestros padres son 2 Moshe y Aarón, uno es el Criador, uno es el Criador. Baruch Baruch Shemo. Again, if you sing all the verses, eventually you'll get more control on the text. On the next page, you actually have the same song in English. You can go for that one. On page 13, on the bottom of the page, you have a song that we've been singing for many years already, which is kind of like it's actually a popular Spanish song that was sung by many Spanish singers, but it's actually pretty much like Hadgadia. It's not a perfect translation, but many of us actually adopted that song as Hadgadia. Un cabrito y un cabrito iba que compró mi papá por 2 chavicos y vino el perro que mordió al cabrito que compró mi papá por 2 chavicos. Un cabrito y un cabrito iba que compró mi papá por 2 chavicos y vino la vara que pegó al perro que mordió al cabrito que compró mi papá por 2 chavicos. Iba que compró mi papá por 2 chavicos. Un cabrito y un cabrito iba que compró mi papá por 2 chavicos. Un cabrito y un cabrito iba que compró mi papá por 2 chavicos. It's a very sweet and simple song. The next 2 songs are actually songs that we sing in Pesach. They are not really part of the Seder. On page 14 you have a song that is sung. It's kind of like makes the connection to Shirat Hayam, which is sung on I think it's the 7th day of Pesach. And again, if you remember the Shir, after the crossing of the sea, Miriam kind of like leads in the celebration of crossing the sea and being free. And again, it's actually Moshe, but the song starts, Az yashir Moshe v'nei Yisrael et hashira hazot l'Adonai, vayomru lemor, hashira l'Adonai, ki gaogaha. That's kind of like the traditional shir, which we sing on Parashat Beshalach and also on Pesach. So this song is a piyut that actually takes into that a bit of uses a bit of like the connection to that text. Shir, actually do it lower. Shir Chadash, Ashir v'Shemel, Hakdish Badat Ariel, Az Yashir Moshe Yisrael, Ashira Hazot L'Adonai, Ma Nishtana Kalta Nafshi, Lishkon Bechatzrot Bet Kodshi, Ma Nishtana Kalta nafshi lishkon bechatrot bet kodshi leakriv lo lechem ishi reach nichoach l'Adonai az yashir Moshe Yisrael ashira hazot l'Adonai. And again, it has a number of verses, the same melody over and over. And the same thing with the song on the next page, which on page 15, Yom layabasha next metzolelim shira chadasha shivku geulim shira chadasha shivku geulim shira chadasha shivku geulim itbata v'talmid raglei batnamid ufa meshulamid yafu b'nalim shira chadasha shivku geulim Shira Chadasha Shivchu Geulim Daran Daran Lai Rai Rai Hai Rai 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 Laran Lai Rai Rai Hai Daran Lai Rai Shira Chadasha Shivchu Geulim Shira Chadasha Shivchu Geulim. Again, the song that again is not part of the Seder, but we'll definitely sing towards the end of Pesach. And it is also traditional to sing on Shabbat Chol HaMoed Pesach, to sing from Shir HaShirim, the Song of Songs. So on the last page, on page 16, you have a bunch of songs that appear that are part of Shir HaShirim. We don't have to sing all of them, but some of them might be more familiar to you. So we don't have that much time. So let's sing. The one that most of you might know is towards the bottom of the page. And again, some of these songs of Shir HaShirim are actually sung during the Seder. Not all of Shir Shirim, but some are. And depending on again, we were talking about the richness of melodies and the richness of the text of the Haggadah. If you go to Western Judaica or any Judaica store, you will find so many options of Haggadot. So Haggadah is, you can do the same thing with Sidurim, but I think that the number of Haggadot that have been published is outstanding. And each Haggadah has a slightly different flavor. There may be some Haggadot that have pictures. There's some Haggadot that tells the story from a feminist way. There's some Haggadot that basically are just the traditional text. There anything any combination that you can think of. And there's some Haggadot that obviously, let's say, Let My People Go will not appear in some of the most traditional Haggadot, but it will appear in more of a modern Haggadot in America as a way to invite people to participate. So in some cases, maybe part of Shir Shirim, also some of the Israeli songs to Shir Shirim maybe made it in some Haggadot, even though maybe there was not necessarily part of the traditional text. And I'm sure that many people wrote text, and someone maybe even put that web of women. Yeah, exactly. That's why we have two Sedarim. And that's why in Israel they keep it as one. But so the Dodili, two songs from the bottom on page 16. Dodili vani lo harohe bashoshanim, Dodili vani lo harohe bashoshanim, mi zot ola min hamidbar, mi zot ola מקוטרת מור ולבונה, דודי לי ואני לא הרוהל בשושנים, דודי לי ואני לא הרוהל בשושנים. And again, it has different verses. Let's end with the song right above that, which is Hashmini from Hashmiini, from Karlbach. We can sing some of the words, or we can just sing it as a la la la. Hashmini et kolech, ki kolech erev umarech ave. Hashmini et kolech, ki kolech erev umarech nave. Ki kolech erev umarech nave. Ki kolech erev umarech nave. Hay hay hay, hay la la la, hay la 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 la, hay 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 la la Chag Sameach, and hopefully this will help you to try to start getting into the mode of Pesach. Again, whatever we did is actually in the YouTube, so you can listen again. So whenever you're cooking, we can actually listen to either to whatever the rabbis will teach on. I think it's on Thursday, I believe that they're teaching, or many of the songs. No. The rabbis, Rolly and Felicia and Rebecca, are teaching something else on Thursday night or tomorrow night. Yeah, too much in my brain too.
There's a class on 68 on what's a Seder.
That's also important. So this was about what is. Yeah, so this was about what to sing, and then Hag Sameach, and it's great to see you all. And I hope that all of you who are watching also had an opportunity to revisit Melodies.
We can say, oh, it's time to make a new CD.
I know.
So the VJ website, when somewhere if I search it, would have a lot of the songs?
I'll tell you right now, I'm pretty sure that should be easy to find. If you put
Sometimes I have some of your like other songs, but you're not going to. I just Google your name and songs, and it comes up on the internet without. He has lists and lists of songs for every holiday.
Hag Sameach.
Hag Sameach, Hag Sameach.
Everybody.